Hello viewers. Well, I thought I'd record a video today. It was put to me earlier that it's been quite quiet on the channel recently, and it has been quite quiet. I've been working on other stuff behind the scenes. Again, it's been like that for about the last 8 months. I've had a lot of little projects on the go for VVV, the future of VVV, and for other stuff as well that I've been doing elsewhere. But I thought I'd have a little catch up with some racing news. It was interesting to see your feedback on the Need for Speed video the other day. It's always interesting. You know, I like to put a point out there sometimes and see how you guys feel about it, and sometimes my opinion will differ to that of other publications. But today anyway, we've seen the new MotoGP trailer, the second gameplay. So far I think it's looking good fun. The handling looks like it's developing well. You can't always tell in the video. The quality of play, it's very difficult to tell whether the bike is having issues, but I've had a little insight and I can tell you right now that it seems to be coming along very nicely. Graphically I think it's nice as well. I think we should do some comparisons at a later date with older versions, and I think you'll see the steps forward that have been taken in every way. They're certainly angling for a simulation perspective rather than an arcade one, and then from a simulation perspective add some elements onto that. Certainly that appears to be how it's coming across to me at the moment, and I think it's similar to the style they took with WRC, is moving closer to a simulation. It's finding a tipping point for the average public. You're always going to get gamers who want the ultimate simulation, and you're always going to get gamers who want, you know, something that's easy to pick up and play, and you need to have that in every single game that you get on, because it's just getting it out to that market. And honestly, I think from a biking perspective, they need to get more people interested in biking at the moment. It's challenging trying to get that interest and retain it, but so far I think it's looking good, and it's nice to see some nuances, some dangling legs and all that. With certain riders going into corners. Certainly Cal Crutchlow and Valentino Rossi like to do that. Goodness, it just shows how good their balance is on those bikes. I mean, watching the MotoGP at Qatar last weekend, what a great race. And, you know, Rossi back on form. You know, nobody overtook as many bikes as Rossi and had to battle as hard in that race. And it was an easy one for Lorenzo. I'd love to have seen it if Rossi had also started on the front row. I think those guys would have been going at it all the way. And I think it lines up the season. Interesting performance from Tech 3 as well. Cal Crutchlow boxed in behind the Hondas, but certainly he had some great power, or he had some great sort of grip there and performance in the twisty bits, but not the power down the straight. So we haven't seen his full potential. Elsewhere, we've had the Mazda 787B shown by the Mac Corp guys for R Factor 2. I think it looks stunning at the moment. It's nice to see R Factor 2 making those gradual steps visually, and of course the handling, well, there's not much that can be said for that other than it's going to be a fantastic simulation. So the course is still coming along, and hopefully one day I'll be able to play these games. And I'd say that in part has been a big reason why I haven't been able to show you stuff, is I've not been able to show you R Factor 2 and do some driving on it, stuff like that. And that's kind of what I'm waiting for, is some simulation stuff that I can actually show you guys. Catching up on stuff from last year. Got a Need for Speed Vita video, which I'm going to be sharing with you guys soon. Just a small thing that we prepared and never really got the chance to share it at the time. Catching up on that, as well as hopefully a look at some point this year at Oculus Rift. I'm really keen on it. I've been following a lot of news on where that's developing at the moment and the potential for the device, and certainly the potential is absolutely enormous. But there are some huge hurdles that it needs to cover in relation to racing games, and we're going to look at those when I eventually get in front of the developers, and I will push to do that in the coming months. And there'll also be a Forza video coming up as well, looking at, it was an interview I did a couple of years ago where I spoke about open wheel cars and the future of Forza Motorsport, and it was an interesting insight. I never got it up, and I'd like to just get that up and share it with you guys as well. The other thing is I'm always looking for help, especially onto the site and the forum, and I'd like to get some more people involved in posting and moderators on the site for each type of game. So if you are interested, do get on there and let me know of your interest, because it would be nice to get a bit more help, and that would help me as well, because a lot of my time is now taken up with other things such as the site, which would be nice to get a bit more help from you guys if you're interested. That's it for me for the moment. Other than that, we're looking forward obviously to MotoGP. Grid 2 obviously next month. We're going to be seeing some previews and some more details on that. I'm looking forward to seeing more on that. I think it's been a It's been a mixed bag so far. They're showing the same circuits, they're showing the same cars. I really want to see the open wheel cars, the Indy cars, and how many circuits are going to be in the game. It seems they're keeping a lot back into the last minute, and not enough exciting stuff is coming through. So, and the videos they've shown of Europe, of the chap Patrick Callahan talking about his his ideas and what it's all about. I don't know. It just doesn't resonate with me. It doesn't do anything to excite me. I like to see some actual gameplay and the challenge. I want to see the challenge, if you like. But I am concerned that that playing it with a pad and the wheel is still going to be an issue. That at the moment, as I say, playing it with the wheel was about 4 seconds a lap slower than playing it with a pad. Let's wait and see the final version. It was the same at Eurogamer last year. So other than that, lots happening behind the scenes. I hope we can share some of that with you guys eventually, and maybe even a few new presenters on the channel. We'll wait and see on that one. But that's it from me for now. As ever, more soon.